Welcome to this episode of reviewing movies and shows together because I didn't feel like writing a complete script for each, or RISE for short, the most appropriate acronym. And I'm your host, Gaga. Ulala. Today we have two shows, zero movies. I know it's been a while, but don't fight it. Just enjoy it. Not long ago, I finished Play Park. I will say things, 99% of them are negative, and I won't apologize for it. There's also Hard Code. It was shocking, freaky, and a breath of fresh air. So I would love to share my thoughts with you. I want to read my Letterboxd review because it really captures my point of view. I'll be using it as a starting point and spending on it throughout this section. I wrote, Pretty ladies, a lot of flashbacks, and Donut was the real star of the show. The plot wasn't it. The typical Channel 3 special. Love Link's corporate body attire, by the way. Let's break this down. Channel 3 does something I call amplification. By this, I mean programs that look really good, like a music video, but that's just about it. From the composition to the color grading, everything you see is usually stunning and beautifully shot. Anything else? Well, it's just like me ignoring movies and gaslighting you about it. This happened in Only You. No shade to Link Arm because I'm a big fan. My Safe Zone. No shade to Lena Mew because I like their acting. And now here. The way Play Park is made, the production, but mainly the writing, because that's where everything starts, makes it shallow. What you see is definitely all you get. You could add songs to every episode without a lick of dialogue and it would fit perfectly. Why? Because it's amplified. Doesn't this look like a scene your favorite pop girlie would use for one of her singles? I get it. We like to watch nice stuff, especially if we're talking about drop-dead gorgeous women. And I'm aware fluffy, cutesy, and sugary is a category in the Geo cinematic universe. But come on now, give me some substance in between, please. All of this reminds me of Show Me Love. I cannot remember what it is about, but I recall everyone was serving. If I'm not mistaken, that was the first MB5 GL I watched. But at that time, the girl love surge was just starting, so we had to be okay with it because we didn't have that many options. Something that made me laugh was the constant use of flashbacks. Oh, a protagonist has a cute encounter. Let's show it again a couple of minutes later. And again. And again. Because we can abuse this technique as much as possible. No one will notice or complain about it. Lately, I've been such a hater, but I'm just living my truth, or whatever people say to justify their questionable behavior. Anyhow, the third thing I wrote was about Donut, the best actor in my opinion. Because it's hard to accurately portray a baby and the little one was able to achieve it with no effort. No, but seriously, Donut was the highlight of this. The scene where he, she, is saying goodbye, made me smile. Then there's the plot. Look, this story is all over the place. I thought the main conflict was going to be the park closing and people getting fired. It kind of is until that loses importance. It comes back later, but by that time the tension has dissolved, so I didn't care. After a while, the focus shifts to Ink and the deadbeat, with other things sprinkled in the middle, like Dolak's father talking about a random aunt, and the assistant persuading Lynn. And that's fine, multiple storylines can happen at once, but girl, honestly, to me it was a mess, because not a single thing feels important. This program is an array of stuff happening. Like the dude that broke into the park with a gun and took Ink as a hostage. This was my reaction.
What the is going on in here on this day?
Was this Dolak's father doing or a coincidence? Who cares? Look at Donut being adorable. And here's another flashback. Mind you, I'm used to the nonsensical. One of my favorite films is Scary Movie 2. But that flick is not, boring. And this is interesting because in theory, a lot is going on here. Different social classes, conflicts of interest, SA, extortion, but nothing caught my attention. The pacing is somewhat fast and most of the problems get resolved quickly. For example, when Lynn saw Ink's brother with Donut, she thought he was the father. This issue was established by the end of episode 1 and concluded in the first 15 minutes of episode 2. I don't mind events taking place in a speedy manner because if it's done right, I won't bitch about it. But this part is the 99% I was referring to in the intro. I waited for the I'm hooked moment, but it never came. And I think one of the culprits is how rapidly the story progresses. Play Park is a vibe, and I said the same thing about Depths. However, that movie is bad but campy. For this series, one of the two mentioned adjectives can be utilized. Guess which one it is. I'll give you a clue. It does not start with C. And the last sentence is quite self-explanatory. The gays involved in Link's wardrobe ate. If you want to understand why I'm making such claims, go and watch Rise number 2 around the 10-minute mark. I haven't talked about the lead's performance because there isn't much to say, other than when it was a hit, it was a hit, and when it was a miss, it was a miss. It's safe to say I was disappointed, but it's not surprising, it was expected. I saw that a new GL called Fulfill is going to be released soon by this company, and the chances of it being another Channel 3 special are high, but we'll see. I hope they prove me wrong. For the 1%, besides the little one and the clothes, I want to add that the assistant thirsting over ETH and the staff trying to scare the construction workers were funny scenes. And yes, it took me a while to come up with those 2 extra positives. Something I want to clarify. Play Park is not unwatchable, it's just not for me. I'm still gonna hate on it, but I just wanted to put that out there. What if I become one of the writers from the program I just hated on and I revisit Letterboxd? Yeah, let's do that. More flashbacks. I wrote only one sentence, and it is the following. Tens across the board. And I completely stand by that statement. Hardcode is incredible.
Amazing, show-stopping, spectacular.
It gives you action, chemistry, and a bit of comedy. It has a great original plot. It's not a book adaptation, and if you watch ELs, you'll know why I'm saying this. With excellent direction and production. Let me tell you what it is about. A police chief sends his daughter to an academy for a self-defense type of deal. He tells a captain from the department to go because she can help Vicky out. One thing leads to another and they fall in love. Now, Tan wants nothing to do with her higher-up because she believed he was involved with her father's demise. So dating his kid makes the whole situation complicated. I know, it sounds mid, but it's entertaining, trust and believe. I'm talking Pluto or Love Design level of good. So if you haven't watched it, consider doing so. You won't regret it. And for the sake of just being even more petty, it is only 7 episodes, an episode less than Play Park, but they managed to tell the full narrative with ease. Okay, there are some things I want to mention that are fundamentally not that important. Number 1, the bakery employee was one of my favorite characters. Next we have Burin, played the same part in Petrichor, a man with power who has an unstable son. And if I ever see him as a good person, it won't sit well with me. When I saw Dolak's father in the Earth acting like a decent human being, it was weird. I hope they keep typecasting this man. Then there is the red was a bold choice, but I liked it. And finally, Tup and Jesse were meant to add together. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please feel free to like and subscribe. My goal right now is to reach 100 subscribers, so your subscription will help a lot. Click here to watch Rise number 3. In that video, I talk about Candy, an uncensored Chinese GL, and Runway, a horror-themed WLW. And maybe you're wondering, was I hating or throwing flowers at them? If you want to find out, go there. Anyways, see you on the next one. Bye-bye.